Morning, everyone. How are you doing? Today, we are going to talk about Aero. Now that we are going to speak in English, how are you going to do? When they were telling you to go to school, you did not go. Whether you are going to understand or whether you are not going to understand, you'll be like a dog in front of a TV. But we are still going to talk about Aero. Mama me. Let me tell you, Aero is like Cameroon national anthem. If you're not eating Aero and you're a Cameroonian, it means that you're not a true Cameroonian. Aero is like Ndole. Everybody is eating Aero. And that's how Nigerians are like that. They've taken Aero and they've gone and called it Efang. And they thought that by calling it like that, we're not going to notice the similarities. But today, we're going to tell you the true story about Aero. First things first, Cameroonian men that have elegance. They know how to take care of women. That's how everybody is just talking about patronizing, as if men that are just, they're not taking care of their women. Whereas ever since, Cameroonian women, they had their word to speak. They all within the respect of marital privilege. Not these Ashawo women we have today that are talking about, to their husband as if they were their age mate or their classmate. Even if you want to tell something to your husband, you will not talk to him as if it's, I don't know, a vagabond or a chuan. You have to tell him that, honey, you know how these women, they talk to their husband now. That's how you have to do it. In short, let's continue the story. Okay, a long time ago now, since 1991, there was a man called Ebele for Peter. He was in import-export and he was from Mutengene and doing a trade line straight to Nigeria. You know now, Cameroonian men, able men. He saw a woman from the name Gozi Ogechuku Omura Amarachi. Just hear the name, Nigerian woman. She saw a fine boy, fine sissy. That's how he was upright, bullet. The kind of man that is parading for Victoria's Secrets. Are you doubting Cameroonian men? How can you doubt Cameroonian men when you know Francis Ngannou? You don't have to doubt. So Miss Obiora, she set a trap, a correct trap for a Belendifo. That's how she came. She told him that she only has to be his wife and they have to go back to Cameroon together. Ebele said that he was a married man and he did not want to abuse his wife by taking another wife back with him to Cameroon. But she only said that she's going to get married to him. And it was not just because he was a fine man. Did I not tell you in the beginning that Cameroonian men are gentlemen? They know how to take care of women. They know how to speak to women. Not all these rowdy Nigerian men that are just shouting anyhow in the careless. He spoke gently to her. He was kind to her. And she decided that they are only going to go back to Cameroon to get married. Even though he told her that he had multiple wives, he is polygamous. She only said that just because of his kindness, they are going to get married back to Cameroon. Oh, locking Gozi Ogechuku Obira Amarachi, she finally found her Cameroonian messiah. And that is how both of them go back to Cameroon. She was welcomed, they threw her a nice party, and she even slept with her husband that night. But the next day, the very next day, she woke up and she didn't see her husband. She knew that maybe he's a very busy man and he must have left for work. But to her great surprise, an odor slapped her nose. A pleasant, gentle odor slapped her nose. And as she was going to the kitchen to check if it was one of her spouses, one of her wives, who prepared the meal, who did she see? Her newly wedded husband, a Belenji for Peter, cooking a delicious meal for his newly wedded wife. Ngozi Ogechuku Obiora Amarachi. At this point, needless to remind you that it was Aero he cooked for her. Aero, the jewel of Mount Cameroon, the food of the chosen people.
Ngozi.
She ate the food. She cried all the tears of her body, and she thanked God for this marvelous husband that God sent her. And that is how they ate together, and they went to sleep for the whole day. A few months later, she gave birth to her first child, their very first child. And they decided to name him Good Luck Ebele Jonathan. Cameroonians, first of all, shut up. Nigerian people, don't pretend. You know this name. You know Good Luck Ebele Jonathan. He was your first president. He was one of your first president. Don't pretend you don't know the name. You know. Nigerian people say amen, amen. Even if you don't answer, I'm going to answer myself. Both of them lived a beautiful and prosperous life until death did them part, and she had to go back to her country. Back in her country, Ngozi had to preach the good news of Cameroonian men to Nigerian men in order for them to be more tender, more gentle with their wives. But how difficult was that task? How difficult was it for her to preach that good news to those men? But a fateful day, she saw her late husband in a vision, and he told her, "My beloved Amarachi, the task you have at hand is a very complicated one. But to aid you on this path, you will prepare for them the dish I cooked for you on our wedding day. You will cook for them Aero, but you will not call it Aero. You will rename it Efang. Only them will they listen to you." That being said, this is the true story about Aero and Efang. By this, you will notice that Cameroonians and Nigerians are really brothers. But don't thank me, eh? Abeg, bye.